This week on the Yellow and Black podcast.
Now, I'd be like, bitch, are you dumb? I would literally smack myself upside.
How old were you? How many years was it?
How old was I? It was last year.
Was it last year? Funny. It's funny.
Not funny, haha. Funny trauma.
That's the slogan of this whole podcast. I'm Neil.
And I'm Lex. And this
is the
Yellow and Black podcast. Let's just get into things. All right,
fuck it.
This week.
What are we talking? We're going to be talking about, Alexis.
This week, whatever I want to say. Today we're going to be talking about relationships.
Ooh, okay. Relationships.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you particularly an expert in this topic?
You know what, Neil? I'm an expert in getting fucked over. And so I think I'm a great person to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Say more.
Okay, well, we're gonna start from the top though. We're gonna start from the top. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna go through our journeys. Right, Neil, when was your first crush?
My first crush.
Yes, first beginning of time.
Oh my god, I don't think my brain can remember that far, but I remember in like elementary school, like there was this girl, right? Ooh,
plot twist.
Right? Ooh. I was not born that way. No, just kidding. Yeah.
What'd you like about her? You're like, oh, slay queen.
I'm like, oh, she's really pretty. I was like, let me get to know you. And then she's like, no. And I'm like, I hate girls. Bye.
That was
walking away.
Defined it for you actually.
They're playing hard. Man, they're playing hard to get. I'm like, I don't got the time for that. I don't got time.
How old were you? Like 5?
No, I think I was like 8-ish. I think I can remember.
I liked a boy in like kindergarten, and then he was like, "You're fat," and then I too hated boys from that point on. But alas, I was stuck with them.
He didn't want to cross over.
I mean, in a perfect world, I would go play for the other team, but alas.
Oh, really?
Men are like heroin, you just keep going back.
No, I don't know.
Even though it's like, it's so bad for you. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your mental wellness.
So we're going to jump ahead. I know that this past couple of years, we put a name into your own little ventures called Alexis's World Tour. Okay. Can you explain the audience just a little bit more about what that world tour entails?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, one thing about me is if I can pronounce his name, I'm not going to date him.
If you can.
If I can't. I'm not going to date like a Jordan or like a Michael. I'm like, if it's not like Sahid or Jose, I can pronounce,
Sahid.
but but like, I need either not born here, speaks 2 or 3 languages. Like, I just, like, Americans are so boring to me. So
you like them ethnic.
I like a little bit of spice.
A little spice, a little salt and pepper onto your.
Oh no salt and pepper.
Water.
I need some tahini. I need some curry. I need something.
I don't think you want curry. Should stink.
cut that shit out.
No, put it in.
Anyways, my world tours, after I got my heart broken, I turned into a little bit of a sloot, if you will. And
to be at the other end of this conversation when you were going through your world tour, it was fascinating to me that you were able to just fucking
fuck.
Yeah. Literally, I was like, good for you. Like, I don't have the balls to like message people on whatever app you guys use now because I'm off the market.
Are we special? Someone loves me. Can't relate.
my fault.
I'm just turning into a spinster.
But yeah, you're just a baller, you know? So
Listen, like looking back though, I'm like, oh, I think it's the most severe depression I've ever been in.
but
It
were you
was
having fun?
like, I think I was convincing myself that I was having fun.
Like did you go where did you go? Mexico? No, Dominican Republic, right?
Well, that was
Where
before my world tour, but
but I mean that
listen.
was kind of the start. That was like the prelude to like the whole world tour. And by the way, why are we calling it a world tour again? Where have you been? Okay, let's just go.
Oh, we're gonna go through the countries.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys
Africa. I
from
know it's a continent, but we're not gonna get specific. We're just not gonna get specific. And
because you
then
don't know?
no, because I don't like to say it out loud. It's like Voldemort or
No, it's
Macbeth.
all right. Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
yeah. And
So
then
we're doing continents, sure. Okay.
yes.
Let's just say a little specific. Like
Okay,
where?
North Africa.
South, north? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Anyway, but that wasn't even on my world tour. Like, I am a relationship girly. Like, do not
Like
get me wrong.
Middle East? No, just kidding. That's
No, although you'd like to kept saying Pakistan, even though that's not where homeboy was from.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. So
Anyway, yes.
first, North Africa. Okay.
If we start at, okay, should we go from all the beginning of time? Like, all the men I've liked in my life have never been from this country.
Not like, but kind of messed around with.
Okay, then yeah. Okay, yeah, North Africa, Mexico, fucking hell, India, Cambodia, and or Thailand.
Really?
I don't
Really?
remember.
Same thing. It's
Over there,
micro.
he was Buddhist.
Micro Asia, whatever.
Yeah, but he
Micronesia?
was
Sure.
micro penis. What? No, I'm sorry. No, he didn't.
Well,
He was actually the best.
wait, I've only known 2 out of 4 of those. So do I know about North Africa? Yeah.
Yes. You know about
I know
Mexico.
about Mexico. What's the third one?
India.
Really?
Listen,
Was
it
that
was
like
a dark
a
time.
one-time
It was a
thing?
dark time. Yes.
India. Oh, where did you go?
I went to his house.
Oh, that's
Listen, I told you it was a dark time.
Wow.
Like me now, I'd be like, bitch, are you dumb? I would literally smack myself upside.
How old were you? How many years was it?
How old was I? It was last year.
Was it last year? In the middle of COVID?
Yeah.
Doing a world tour.
And then he was like
God.
fucking like 5'3". For reference, I'm 5'7". I walked up and I was like, oh, hello.
He was
the lollipop guild.
he wanted to climb up that fucking
I was
tree
doing
for sure.
fucking charity work, bruv.
Can you imagine he was just up here like just fucking grappling onto you, just trying to get up the tree.
Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. But for my defense, I mean, he opened the garage and I saw him and I was like, oh my God, who is this little man? And then I was like, oh, he drives a Jag. Okay, maybe I'll stay for a little bit.
What did he do? What was his job?
I don't
Need help?
know. Something in
That's
tech,
okay.
probably.
It was a dev. It was software dev.
I was not in a good place. I told you it wasn't just for like shits and giggles.
You did not tell me that.
It was like, yeah, no, I was in like a major depressive episode.
Interesting. Funny. Funny.
Not funny, haha. Funny trauma.
That's the slogan of this whole podcast.
Okay, fourth. Cambodia, question mark.
How was he?
Honestly,
how was the country?
Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a twin bed and a Spider-Man pillow.
I think I remember you telling me about this. Oh wow.
And he made me split the bill.
Oh wow. I mean,
not on the
it's
first date, but on the
2022. You
second
can
date.
split it,
No, I'm a princess.
but you're all about women's rights.
My right to make you spend money on me, yes. Neil, did you have any days out in the streets?
There's not a few, but there's some where I remember because I was way too fucked up. But I'm shockingly that I remember some parts of it. There was this one moment where Callie and I think, were you there as well? Where I was out at the saloon on the stage, just dancing, almost
Yeah.
like blacked out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the guy came up to me, started grinding on each other, and then all of a sudden, sorry, mother, if you're here listening, I would skip like a minute after this. Well, the guy just came up the fucking stage and we started like making down, hands in our pants kind of thing. I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
everyone's getting a free shower.
As you should. Ooh, in public.
Pretty yeah, you know, little. It was fun time. Nutty. But yeah, I bought him a drink. He's like, "Thank you," and then he fucking left. I'm
I
like,
thought he bought you. Oh, you did buy him a drink, and then he did
yeah.
leave.
I was like, okay,
What a
Mama
whore.
don't got you no more.
I'm nice until I'm not.
What else? No.
That cannot be it. I am over here telling my whole life story, even though it only took place in a year, plus the Dominican. But to be fair, I was drugged. Not someone who typically sleeps around.
No, but you know, everyone does their own thing, right?
Things happen.
Get it out of your system.
You're
so
roofied, you're depressed, who knows? But don't roll your
poppers.
eyes at a dark time.
Take some poppers, did a little bit of things,
Hey,
blacked out in the middle of the saloon.
That's a Tuesday.
What else did I do there? Oh my god. I think back then I used to do like Thirsty Thursdays, Fucked Up Fridays. What's the Saturday? What is it?
Slutty? I don't know.
No. But 3 days in a row for like 6-8 months during college, I was fucked up. There was just one time where I got invited over to a dude's house that I met through Tinder, and nothing happened because he just wanted to sell his weed.
Oh, well, did you buy any?
Yeah. A bunch of weed, a bunch of edibles. His edibles was probably one of the best I've had.
Hit him up.
Oh, that's the guy that starts with a J.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to say that name because
Nar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jay.
Yeah.
He was unstable.
Yeah.
Bipolar. And I'm not trying to bash on like mental illness or whatever, but like that shit's exhausting. Like I gotta deal with myself and I gotta deal with you.
Bruh, you know what?
Like, get your shit together, get it all medicated up. I don't know. Just fix yourself.
Listen, I'm like, if you have enough money to be like selling weed and like making edibles, you have enough money to go to therapy and be on fucking antidepressants.
He just didn't want to work.
So he didn't want to work. What do you mean? He just didn't want to work?
Yeah, he just liked to pretend that he had all these other mental illness issues and blamed it on bipolarness of why he can't keep a job. When in reality, he just wants to stay at home and smoke weed and sell things. And yeah, and I'm like, I'm not about this. But here I was, like, what age? 21, 22
Yeah, you're
ish.
young.
Yeah, and I was like, let me try to fix some. And no,
I always love a good project.
I'm my own project. Thank you.
Listen, that's what I have learned in the past year. I'm like, wait, but if I don't treat myself nicely, like, why do I expect anyone else to do that for me?
Right.
Like, you have to be the one to like raise your own standards.
You have to love your first. Well, you have to. You have to love yourself first before being able to love other people.
It may just sound like a stupid Pinterest quote, but like, it's like fucking real.
Yeah. If you can't love yourself, then what's the point? Like, how are. Yeah, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, it's very true.
Then I would feel bad for your partner if you didn't love yourself, because then you're going to get jealous over nothing. You're going to create all these scenarios that goes into your head, and all of a sudden you're the psychotic one. Right, Alexis?
Hey, there's a thin line though, right? Because it's like, okay, you're in it, and like,
No, that's not a thin line. That's like the border from like North and South Korea. It's not a thin line.
it's destructive. No, but I'm saying, okay, so like when you're in something that's maybe not the most healthy relationship,
Yeah.
like you try to justify said behaviors, and then also you get upset over said behaviors, and it's just like, at what point, what am I trying to fucking say, bro? I think I took one hit too many. Hold on.
I think what you're basically saying is that when you're in that toxic relationship, you see everything through rose tinted glass. Right?
Yeah, that's true. And then also it's like, sometimes they're like, oh, why are you so rashly mad over this? And you're like, okay, well, maybe I was overreacting. What I'm trying to say is they'll gaslight the fuck out of you until you believe that you are the crazy one.
Yeah, you're the crazy. And he tried to do that to me. I'm like, no, you're wrong. I'm right. So yeah, and like we weren't really like together, except like that guy was fucked up. I think we can do another story episode on other relationships we were in, but I mean, a little teaser. He tried to add a person into our vacation when he took me up to Duluth and like the northern like cabins.
Yeah,
So
because
he
his
was bringing
parents
a
had
friend.
money, right?
Yeah, money.
So I could see why you would stay around for a little while.
I mean,
listen,
trying to invest into my future. Thank you.
Gotta secure the bag, honey.
Multiple bags.
Mm-hmm. Too bad the bags were just full of weed. Okay, we are gonna switch gears a little bit.
Okay, where are we going?
What is it? Okay, so you're in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Tell us about how you met your mans.
Well, his name is his name. Met Ramon 5 years ago. We used to work at a same kitchen, and then we started kind of just hanging out. But I made it the rule where I will not date him until I get out or we don't work at the same place anymore. So that's what I did.
Yes, boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
We love that, honey. Why did you guys click? Like, what was the thing?
I think it might just be because we're from the same like culture. There's a lot of things that are we understand with the family dynamics, culture. Yeah, it was just really easy. It wasn't like trying to date like other guys. You just know, right? You just know. You're like, this is the guy, like this is the person. And he made all the moves.
Say.
He made all the moves. I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this little fresh off the boat a chance.
They say that when you know, but I don't know. What do you think my problem is, Neil? What do you think? Oh, mother. Okay. What do you think it is? Read
What
me,
your
sis.
problem is? Ooh, do you want to get down and dirty?
Get down and dirty, honey. Tell me all
No, I
about
mean,
myself.
I don't know. I really think you don't have any like red flags that I've seen as a friend. You're just meeting shitty guys, right?
I know.
Like, but
You can read me.
Communication is really a big thing that everyone has to improve on.
That's facts.
There
Yeah,
are some
no.
instances where you're just kind of like misunderstanding them and like in a way instead of like actually talking to them through like a phone call, everything's just through text. And that's really hard to like gauge on what that person's trying to say.
Especially if they don't speak English.
You need what, Duolingo to like
Google Translate. For a while on Hinge, I was in different locations.
You can do that. That's cool.
Yes, because I'm like,
You can-
okay, maybe my person is just not here. So but then I was like, okay, bitch, be realistic. There's like a 6-hour time difference between us and London town, which obviously I went there because, you know, I love the accents.
You should drop your pen into like Philippines and see what you got.
Should I? Are they gonna think I'm Beyonce? I can't say that.
You're now you keep it.
I always see like, never mind. Okay.
Low key Filipinos are a little racist, but in like not like white people racist, but like they just
okay. Black people are really racist too, so it might work.
Everyone is, well, but it's all fun and games. There's no like harm behind it. Like fucking our podcast. What is it? What is it called? Point taken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call you Beyonce. If you're a black dude, they're probably calling you like Akon or something.
When I was bald, they would have called me Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah, our bald phase. We love it.
Yes,
We went through a poot era. Insert poot the Lovato here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll put a pic up. She was so mad about that, but I was like, oh, I love Demetria with all my heart. My queen.
We love every eras of her.
Yes.
Right. Going back to our topic though, have you been in like a relationship? Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Well,
hey.
Was it official? Because you have to kind of like, oh, really?
Yeah.
With who?
The Pakistani.
World tour?
No, that was the reason for the world tour.
Oh, is this the one that lived with his mom? No offense, because it's like a culture thing, sure, whatever.
Yeah, but like also like left me for his ex.
Hate it. Why do you think that?
And called me
Why
fat.
do you think? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like what I say, like it was like what I say, I went into a spiraling depression because of this man, even though it only lasted 4 months. Okay.
Should I ask you this question? No, I can't ask you this question.
Ask me whatever question.
I'm looking at the 4th bullet on our episode 2 notes. Mm-hmm. It says here, what is it like dating as a fatty? I can't just say, no. Alexis, what is it like to date as a plus size girl?
Alexis, personally, from a fat bitch, what is it like to
asterisks here, everyone. That is what she wrote under our notes. Okay.
Yeah, I did write fatty because like that's verbiage I would understand when we were looking at them. But yeah, you know, it doesn't impact me as much as I thought it would. But also, like I said, like when my boyfriend was like, you're fat basically, or you used to be skinny, or like, why don't you move? Like, you start to internalize these things and you start to figure like, okay, well, that's why I will be alone forever.
Yeah.
But even like going back to like when I lost weight, like what, like 5-6 years ago, I was
During
like,
our
okay,
college years, when we were
yeah,
eating popcorn. First of all, because we were broke.
yeah, let's say it was because we were broke.
Oh, okay.
I
Except
was
for
on
you.
50 carb a day diet. It was not good. It was a full blown ED. But yes, queen. Skinny
Love our
legend.
popcorn. Skinny pops.
But like, I was like, okay, well, like everyone else around me is dating. And I was like, well, maybe if I get skinny, like I'll like start to like find men who want to be with me. And then I realized that it's way more of like an internal issue. And again, like going back to like, if you don't value yourself and like love yourself, like no, like when you're happy, you're going to exude that. And that is not dependent on the weight on a scale.
I was going to say is when you're in that state of mind of just negative thoughts, right? It's hard to not see anything else. So in this situation, you see, these skinny girls, easily getting guys or whatever, and you're there, right? So therefore, you have to kind of mold yourself. You believe that you have to mold yourself into one of these girls to get into a relationship.
Yeah. And I think it's just also because like so often in our society, we equate skinniness with like desirable.
Yeah. Maine. It's nice.
Honestly, it is.
Like
I looked great, but I was so sad.
like, would you date someone that is heavier than you?
Girl, yes. I want a 6'8", 350 linebacker, honey. Literally.
No, I mean like not muscular, but like fucking roly poly.
Who?
Yeah, he's a 10, but fat.
That means he probably knows how to cook, so he's gonna love it. Okay, are we talking like, let me think of an example. Like Jack Black fat or like my 600-pound life fat?
Like, what's the difference?
Poor Jack, no!
No, like my 1 ton life or whatever the fuck it's called. The 1 ton like
okay, but okay, I hear
TLC or whatever the fuck it's called.
Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying, right? But like that is a weight where like you literally can't do anything. You know what I mean? I'm like, if we can still like go on vacations, like like it's fine.
Okay, so let's say like Jack Black.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't bother me.
Yeah,
I just want someone tall. Like I tried to go for Shrek Kings, but no. I felt okay, okay, so Shrek, right? Lord Farquaad, and then when Fiona turns back into an ogre. That is literally what I feel like next to these small little men. I'm like, I look like a monster.
Listen, it's not their fault. They have their shoe sizes and a size 13.
Listen. Yeah, I need a big boy. Like I need like a big man. Like I want someone to make me feel like petite. Cause growing up fat, I've never felt small in my life. We are going to go into our final 2 questions, which I also want our audience to answer.
Yes.
What is the biggest thing that you've learned from like dating overall?
That's a really great question. I think, this might sound stupid, but
It might.
it's a gut To me, it was a gut feeling or a belly feeling. You know, you're like, this is it. Like, he's the one. Like, you shouldn't. Someone told me you shouldn't have anxiety when you're driving over to their house.
You told me that
Supposed to
once,
feel.
and I was
Supposed to
like,
feel like you're at home. If you have anxiety, just driving, that's telling you something, right?
okay, but like just the like every time, because I'm like the first time, I always feel like
Well,
I'm
the
gonna shit my
first time,
pants.
yeah, it's fine. Like the first two, like after your initial like dating part of like after the third date, you should feel, or I think for me, like I should feel comfortable. I should feel like I've met
Safe,
you.
almost.
I've known you for years. Blah blah blah. And also communication is a really big thing that I believe that our generation isn't putting an emphasis on.
Yeah.
They're
No.
just guessing. They're just assuming things. And do
Mhm.
you know what happens when you assume things?
Mental breakdowns.
Oh,
Oh,
makes
besides
you look
that,
like an ass.
that too, but I'm perfect. Just kidding.
Are you?
Okay,
How about for you, Alexis? What have you learned during your world tour?
I think the biggest lesson I've learned is that like you don't have to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's even bigger than relationships. I think for like a really long time I was a yes man and I wanted to do like things just because it would make other people
Mhm.
happy. But I
Mhm.
think the biggest thing is like
I know.
that's
Anyways,
why I didn't go
yeah.
out last night. I was like, girl, I'm about to go home, put my jam jams on.
You know what? I should have done the same, but I stayed out till 3. Do you have any other biggest lessons that you learned throughout your world tour?
I think also communication, but like also like I agree with you on that part because it is very true. It's like sometimes you just need to get to the bottom of things. But it is also hard when like people won't open up. But also like you have to be like patient with people.
I
But
can't
also
do
I'm like,
that.
how can you there's like a like I want to be patient, but like I ain't got fucking time, bitch.
So there's a difference between me sitting down with Ramon and him telling me I'm not ready to talk about this yet. Give me 5 minutes, and that is a really mature way of just waiting for the conversation to happen. But if someone really just says, I don't want to talk about it, blah, 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 well, then that's a red flag, first of all. You're a man child or whatever.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So it's just the way they'll express themselves because expressing yourself is unfortunately a skill that not a lot of people have.
That is very true. A lot of people are not emotionally
In
intelligent.
I should say, in a like a mature way.
And then the final lesson, I think, is that
What is it?
okay,
Oh,
we
what
got it.
advice?
Oh, hold on. No, my one final lesson. If he wanted to, he would. If he wants to date you, he would. If he wants to take you on dates, he will. He ain't doing that shit. He ain't the one, boo boo. Don't wait around. People are not going to change. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
It's also should be reciprocated as well. Like, right, you want as a partner, as the other half of this partnership, you want to do things with them, but it shouldn't always be on you. Right?
Exactly. I don't know. I want to be courted. I want to be a little old school. Obviously, I can plan dates too.
Our last question. What advice would you give your younger self when it comes to dating?
I think it kind of goes back to my other, what was the, whatever last question was. I think it's just like, don't settle and know that you are worthy of great things.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of being in a relationship is to settle. What do you mean?
Like, don't settle just because like someone was nice to you once.
Oh,
and then it's shitty to you, but like you hold on to that nice thing.
Yeah. What would mine be? Be patient. Yeah. I think when I was as a younger version of myself, I would say be patient.
Yeah.
Good things will come to you.
So yeah, I feel like confidence is really the key to all of it.
Yeah. Just fake it.
Fake
Even
it
if you don't got it.
Literally delusion vibes.
That's me and my job.
I was like, do that in every aspect of life. Don't know what you're doing at your job. Delusion. Don't know how to make a podcast. Delusion. Okay, guys, that's the end of our show. Again, the questions we want you guys to answer in the comments are, what is the biggest lesson you learned from being in a relationship and or dating in general? And then what advice would you give your younger self when it comes to dating? We hoped you guys liked this. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to our
hit that bell.
Yeah, hit that bell for notifications when we post, but it's every Thursday at noon. And we also post at that time on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast,
OnlyFans,
iHeartRadio. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. All the links are in our description box.
Bye, everyone.